I'm Vanilla. In this video, I'm going to talk about electrical insulators. We are all familiar with the electrical wires that we use in our households. You might have noticed that these wires are wrapped with insulation. That is to protect people from electric shock. But if you consider the overhead power lines, they are not wrapped with insulation. The main reason is that if we need to wrap the power lines, we need very thick insulations because they carry extremely high voltages. The weight of the insulation will add up to the weight of the power lines, resulting in intense pressure on towers. Also, the chances of anyone touching them are very low as they are at a decent height from the ground. But what about birds? Why are birds not electrocuted when they sit on the power lines? In a circuit, the current always flows from high voltage to low voltage. When the voltage difference is zero, or in other words, when the two ends have the same voltage, the current flow will be zero. When a bird sits on a power line, both the feet are on the same line. The line has the same voltage. That's why the current doesn't pass through the bird's body. It would be a different story if a bird touches the ground while sitting on the wire. That would cause it to get electrocuted. Similarly, if a man hangs on a single power line without touching anything else, then he will be fine. However, if he touches the ground, then he will get electrocuted. What about these towers? They are touching the ground. Does that mean that the current flows through them? We don't want that to happen. Why? First of all, it's dangerous. Second, it's like wasting the electricity that we generate. To avoid this, the power lines are not connected directly to the tower. They are connected through insulators. Since insulators don't allow electricity to flow through them, there is no electrical connection between the tower and the line. Therefore, very high electrical resistive materials are used in the manufacture of these insulators. The most commonly used material for insulators of overhead lines is porcelain. Although glass, polymer and ceratite and many other special composite materials are also used for manufacturing the overhead line insulators. These insulators must have high mechanical strength to withstand the weight of the conductor, the wind and other weather conditions. The successful operation of an overhead line depends on the proper selection of the insulators. There are different types of insulators, which includes pin type, suspension type, strain, shackle and stay. These types will be discussed in my next video. Bye, see you all there.